How I stopped wasting time. Now I make $1,000 a day online. And by the way, that's like with 90 to 95% profit. You see all those gurus talking about how they made $10,000, $20,000 a month, or even in a day. But what they're almost never telling you is that it's revenue, not profit. And at the end of the day, all that matters is profit that goes in your pocket. Because look, you don't take your family to the restaurant and pay the bill with revenue. You pay it with profit. So grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee, have a notebook and a pen next to you, because in this video, I'm going to reveal how I went from being this depressed, socially anxious kid who couldn't even leave his parents' house to go for a walk in the neighborhood. Yeah, I'm not joking when I'm telling you it was that bad for me. To building a small personal brand and making thousands of dollars of profit in a day on the internet at literally only 22 years old. By the way, if you want me to personally teach you how I've made thousands of dollars of profit per day by selling online courses passively while I was sleeping and coaching programs so you can do the same, click the link in the description below to apply for a free call with me directly and to join my paid program. This will literally save you years of your life and tens of thousands of dollars you would otherwise be wasting trying to figure it all out on your own. Don't reinvent the wheel when you can just buy the goddamn wheel already. So, I've told you that I make thousands of dollars of profit per day online at the age of 22. But what I haven't told you is what life used to be like for me a few years in the past. The truth is, ever since I was a kid, I've always had the strong, burning desire to become rich. That probably came from the fact that my parents were both nurses and we honestly weren't living a great life. I can't even tell you how many times I would hear them complain about the price of lettuce, tomatoes, or bread over dinner time. And every time, that would just break my heart. They were doing essential work for society, but in reality, they were just treated like pawns on a chessboard by the government. And the funny part is that during the lockdowns, they were told by the government that they were heroes and all. But as soon as COVID ended, all of a sudden nobody cared about them anymore. I remember us having to choose between paying for medical bills or for repairing the car. It sucked. And so it always cracks me up when people say, "Oh, money doesn't make happiness." Bro, that's like a 10 out of 10 model saying that beauty doesn't matter. It's very easy to say when you have a pretty awesome life because you've got it all. But go tell that to the broke kid in Pakistan who's not even an adult yet, but he still has the responsibility of providing for his younger sisters and brothers. Go tell that to the disfigured guy or girl that's never felt loved, ever. So saying, "Oh, money or beauty doesn't matter," you're literally full of shit when you say something like that. So ever since I was a kid, I understood a very important lesson. Yes, there are some things that money would never be able to make better. Like for example, say the love of your life died. Well, I don't think that any amount of money in the entire world could make up for your loss. But let's face it, if you had been rich, while both of you were still alive, you could have had an awesome life and built up many beautiful memories. That's what money does for you. So people who tell you that money doesn't make happiness, they don't understand everything. And they're just coping because they're broke, or they're trying to mislead you so you stay as unambitious as them and never achieve anything. Because that's what they want to see. They want to see you fail and struggle just like them. They don't want you to do better, because if you do, what does it show? It shows that you were willing to do what 99% of them were not willing to do. And that's why you have more, because you deserved more. These people don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that you deserved your money better than they did. Even though, let's face it, they did absolutely nothing, so they don't deserve anything. So very early on, just by observing my family life, society around me, I understood a very powerful lesson as a kid. If you want to be a free man in this world, you need to make a lot of money. But not in the way that most people think. At some point, I remember my dad was talking about a guy he knew, the son of a friend, and he talked about this guy as if he was super successful and all. I mean, just listening to my dad, the guy sounded like he was a multi-millionaire. And then when somebody asked him how much money that guy made, he said $4,000 a month as a salary. And I honestly couldn't help but chuckle. I almost laughed. And I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything, because I'm sure most people would say, okay, $4,000 a month is a very good salary. I mean, I'd take it. A lot of people don't make 4K a month, especially if you look at it worldwide, not just in the US or in the UK. But most people have no idea what being truly rich actually means. What I've noticed is that there's typically two types of people. There's the people who think if you don't have a Lambo, a private jet, you don't travel and spend $100,000 a month on vacations and stuff, on Gucci, whatever, then you're not rich. Okay, these people are a bit delusional. Like, sure, you can be rich like that, but I mean, you don't have to buy nice shit all the time to prove that you're rich. Otherwise, what's the point? You're not free. You would just be a slave to other people's perception of you. So you're no richer than the average 9 to 5 goer in reality. And then there's the people who understand that being rich, yeah, it's not making $4,000 a month. Because, I mean, if you get fired, well, you lose all of that. And then $4,000 a month, if you want to live in like a beautiful villa, I mean, that's the price of the rent. So if you're only making 4K, you can pay the rent, but then you starve. I consider that you truly get rich when you start making $50,000 a month in profit and you only have to work a few hours a day, like maybe 5-10 hours a week to maintain this lifestyle, this system. So in my opinion, you're only really rich when you work for yourself, first of all, no one else, and you make between $50,000 to at least $100,000 a month in profit, and you only have to work a couple hours a day to maintain that business that's making you money consistently. Because to be honest with you, I've known bankers, I've known CEOs, people in very traditional corporate environments, and they're making 6 figures a year, you know? They make $10,000 a month, $25,000 a month, and they have a better life than most people, let's face it. Because most people never even get to the point where they make 6 figures a year, $10,000 a month. But at the same time, they're not free. They still have to go to a job that they don't particularly like. They just do it for the paycheck. So it's the same thing as the average 9 to 5 goer. The difference is they just make more money. And that is not freedom. That's not being rich. So there's a huge difference between making $4,000 a month and making $100,000 a month. The guy making that $4,000 a month is not rich at all. And above all, he's not free at all. He's doing it for a paycheck. He's an employee. And every single day, he's got to wake up at a set time to go to work for someone else on their terms. That's what a lot of people don't realize or accept. When you work for someone else, you are not in a position of dominance. You are literally saying, the dreams of someone else matter more than my own, so I will give this complete stranger who doesn't care about me and that I don't care about either my most precious resource, which is my time. Just think about that for a second. Let it sink in. You're willingly choosing to give up your most valuable asset, which is again your time, for someone else. And you're happy doing it for $30,000 to $70,000 a year. Now, if you're still watching this video, then by now you're probably thinking, okay, that's great and all. And I completely agree with what you're saying, Fred. But how did you go from being this socially anxious kid to building your own personal brand and making thousands of dollars a day in profit? So the very first thing I did, and that heavily ties into everything we just talked about, was to realize that the only reason I was wasting my time, I mean, at some point, dude, I was even watching movies I didn't even like in 1.x speed or 2x speed on shitty, low-quality streaming websites because we couldn't even afford Netflix back then. Like my sister would talk to my parents about buying a Netflix subscription, we'd almost get into arguments about it. You know, it's like $15 a month at best. And so I went from that, hating my life, being miserable, to waking up early every single day, 5 to 6 a.m., working out every day, and only working a few hours a day on the most important tasks only. Content creation, and that's what made thousands of dollars a day in profit. And I was only able to make that shift once I realized why I was trying to work so hard in the first place, what kind of life I was trying to build for myself and for my loved ones. Because let's be honest, working hard, for the sake of working hard, is probably the most stupid thing you could ever do. It honestly just makes no sense. If you do that, then you're no better than a lab rat or a hamster endlessly running in its wheel. I'm going to be completely honest with you. A lot of people are completely delusional. I've spoken to hundreds of men and even women who only dream of one thing: having a profitable online business that brings them between $10,000 and $100,000 a month, pretty much passively, while only working a few hours a week. I think we all agree that's the dream, but dreaming or wanting things is the easy part, bro. How many people actually reach that 10K to 100K per month goal? Not that many at all. And do you want to know why? Because they just don't want it as badly as they claim they do. Look, you can say you're committed all day long, but at the end of the day, only your actions matter. If you tell me, oh yeah, I'm super committed to building the physique of my dreams and seeing my abs, but then you just watch Netflix all day, you sit on the couch like a potato instead of going to the gym, and you eat pizza and junk food for every meal, you eat more calories than your body burns, then the truth is you don't deserve the results that you want. It's that simple. You can't just cheat the law of cause and effect and somehow get what you want. So right here, right now, you've got to ask yourself, what's my why behind my actions? Why do I want to work so hard on my business? What is it going to do for me? What kind of lifestyle will it bring me? Because I can tell you for a fact, and I've tried everything, every hack, every productivity technique, only that will actually motivate you to show up every day and put in the work that's required for you to reach the level where you're making $10,000 to $100,000 a month consistently, only working a few hours a week. Now, the reality is a lot of people will stay broke because they're not even working on the right business model. Look, I'm sure you've heard of so many different business models, right? Affiliate marketing, dropshipping, print on demand, selling some garbage AI digital products or whatever. But most of these businesses will just keep you broke. The way that people get rich online, I'm going to be fully honest with you, it's by selling one of the two following products: online courses or high-ticket coaching programs. I used to sell services in the past, but honestly, it sucked. I didn't even want to sell services. I would help agency owners, coaches, and consultants to book more sales calls with their ideal customers. So their ideal customer would just show up on the sales call, and then some people would buy at the end. That's how they would make their money for their services or coaching. But I mean, that was it. I was just helping them to book more calls, and they were paying me a fee every month, and that's it. I fucking hated it. What I've always wanted to do from the start, even back then, was to sell online courses, to teach people, to share knowledge. And right now, if you're watching this, you have a passion. You've got a skill, an interest, or knowledge that you could share with the world and literally get rich while doing that. Everybody who mentions dropshipping, print on demand, affiliate marketing, all these other business models to you, check if they're selling a course, because they probably are. Why? Because it's literally the most profitable online business model that's ever existed. Think about this. All you've got to do, make your product, put it on the sales page, make some content, like market the product, and then people buy it, even while you're asleep. The day I had my first $1,000 day at 21, while I was sleeping, it was by selling a course for $997. I literally just woke up, I went on my phone, I think I was trying to see messages from people, and I just saw a notification, somebody joined your Slack group. I was like, how? I mean, I don't have a payment notification, and somebody's joined my Slack group? I don't remember his name, maybe Max or something. And I'm like, wait, did somebody buy it? And at the time I was offering different tiers, like you could buy a course for $997, or you could buy it for like $97 a month for 12 months. And so I go on my site and I see $997. The sale was made at like 4 a.m. for me. Somebody literally just consumed my content, went on my site, watched my video sales letter, and bought the damn product. That's it. And when you have this kind of business, all you've got to do is to literally just make more content to market your product more. And you can do this in any niche, in gardening, in fitness, in dating, anything. Grab a piece of paper right now and make a list of the 10 subjects you're passionate about. I'm sure you love one of these things: dating, fitness, cooking, anything. You can make a course on it. Now, there is one downside though. It's more difficult to sell a course as opposed to what we call a high-ticket coaching program. The reason is you most likely will have a small audience when you're just getting started. You see people making $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, but they've got 1, 2, 3 million followers online. So getting to the level where you've got that many followers is very difficult. That's what they also forget to tell you, which is why when you have a small audience, the best thing you can do is to sell your course in the form of a high-ticket coaching program, meaning you sell the course, but on top of this, you add 1 or 2 weekly group calls, and then you sell it as a high-ticket coaching program. And what this does is it allows you to charge way more. Like you can literally charge 2x, 3 times as much money for it, just because you add the human aspect, the weekly call with you. And then if you have a small audience, more people will actually buy it because you use what we call a sales call funnel. Meaning people have to book a call with you, speak to you, and then they can buy. Because if you just put up a random page and it says, okay, buy my program for like 1K, nobody's gonna buy it. Maybe 1% out of every 1,000 people who show up on your site. But at first, the real struggle you're going to face is having that 1,000 people who view your site anyway. And you've got to realize this: social media is literally just free advertising. I make content not to entertain people, not just to help people for free because I'm such a nice human being. Everybody who makes content is making it for a reason, and a selfish one. Usually it's for fame or money. So when you make content, it's a form of free advertising. It only takes you a bit of your time. You post the video and then you get customers for free, which means that your profit margins are literally 90 to 95%. Every time I make $1,000, I keep $900 to $950. I challenge you to come up with any other business model where you make that much money per sale and you keep that much profit. You're not going to find one. People talk about revenue all day long online. People would rather sell these dog shit AliExpress products than build a good online course around their passion. It's nuts when you think about it. And when you build an audience, at first, yeah, it can be a bit slow, I'll be honest with you. But over the course of years, it grows and it grows and it grows. And maybe during your first year, you can get to $5,000 a month in profit with your coaching. And then you can quit your full-time job and do this full-time, literally working just a couple hours a day, even a week, on your passion, online, while you can travel and do whatever you want. And then by year 2, now you're making 10K per month. And by year 3, now you're making 30, 50K per month. Can you see how this is insane? Yet most people won't even try this. They don't have the balls to do it. No, instead, they would much rather sell the same cheap AliExpress products as everybody else, while they don't even have the budget for Facebook advertising. It's like, come on, it's just so stupid. Now look, if you want me to personally teach you how I've made thousands of dollars of profit per day, rather passively, working only a few hours a day really, by selling online courses and coaching programs, so you can do the same, click the link in the description, book your free call with me, so you can join my paid program. This will save you years of wasted time and thousands of dollars invested into the wrong bullshit opportunities like dropshipping, print on demand, Amazon FBA. I can't even tell you the amount of people I've spoken with. I've done hundreds of calls at this point, you've got to realize this. So I heard a lot of different perspectives and I heard a lot of things. And there's two things that usually come up. People who think that courses are scams or whatever, they're always broke. That's funny, right? How come they're always broke? Doesn't seem like a coincidence, does it? After all, how could they sell a course and make 10K to 100K per month if they believe, oh, it's a scam or oh, it's wrong? And then there's people who tell me, look, I've tried the Amazon FBA, I've tried the dropshipping. Some people have literally invested $20,000, even more sometimes, into businesses like, again, Amazon FBA, and they've made zero money. They literally set up a company and all, and they lost everything. Whereas when you make content and you build your course, how much are you going to lose realistically? Maybe $10 a year on a domain name? You make the videos for free. That's it. Look at the first videos I posted on my channel. They were dog shit. I mean, just look at the quality. I didn't have any fancy lighting or a good mic. I was literally just using my window as a light source. I had a shitty background. I was speaking like a weirdo. I didn't know how to edit my videos. My voice sounded too robotic. I was editing it like garbage. It sounded horrible. I didn't even have a proper English accent. I mean, I still don't because I'm not English. Yet has that prevented me from getting to this point where I'm making thousands of dollars per day in profit, doing what I love, teaching what I love, helping people while getting paid handsomely for it? No, it hasn't. So what are you waiting for? A lot of people say, oh, but it's too competitive. Well, look, man, you can start today and crush the competition, or you can just wait, sit on the sidelines and, yeah, I can guarantee you nothing's gonna happen. You'll stay in the same situation. But unfortunately, that is what's going to happen to 99% of people. Even good educational videos like this, most people are not going to take action. They'll just watch, not even to the end, you know? I've given you a golden roadmap here and most people will only watch 10 seconds and then click away to go watch some bullshit because they don't have the attention span. And then these people seriously are deluded enough to think they will become millionaires in their 20s or in their 30s. I mean, come on. It's the easiest way to print money that we've ever seen in the entire history of the world. That's how all your favorite big gurus have made their money. Now, I'm not saying like go make a make money online program if you don't make any money online. That's very dumb and stupid because you don't have the credibility to be able to do this shit. You're going to get wiped out if you do this. But you have a passion, you've got an interest, something you could make videos about. Fitness, cooking, gardening, law, could be nutrition, could be intermittent fasting, could be quitting porn, could be anything. You've got to figure out what's that thing for you and then start making content around it. Now again, if you want my help to build your own profitable online course or coaching business, click in the link in the description below, book your free call with me. On that call, I will just be asking you some questions to see if I can help you or not. And if I can help you, then I'll make you an offer so you can join my paid program and stop wasting your money into bullshit opportunities that will literally never make you a single cent. So with that said, click on the link in the description below, and I'll see you on the other side.